Kindness is often misunderstood in our world. It is an attribute praised in theory, but in practice can sometimes lead to unexpected reactions. You see, kindness, when exercised without wisdom or boundaries, can become an open door to disrespect. It is not because kindness is inherently weak, but because human nature has a tendency to take advantage of what seems abundant and accessible. When you are kind, you extend a part of yourself to others, a part that reflects grace, compassion, and understanding. These are noble virtues, but the issue arises when your kindness is misinterpreted as a lack of strength or a deficiency in self-respect. Many people, instead of valuing the heart that gives, will seek to exploit it, mistaking your patience for passivity and your generosity for naivety. Think about the countless times you have extended a helping hand to someone, expecting nothing in return. In those moments, your intention was pure. You were moved by a genuine desire to assist, to uplift, or to make someone's burden a little lighter. Yet, how many times have those same acts of goodwill been met with indifference or even contempt? How often have you been left feeling undervalued, as though your efforts were neither noticed nor appreciated? The truth is, kindness without discernment can be like scattering seeds on rocky ground. The seeds may sprout, but they cannot take root. Similarly, when your kindness is directed towards those who do not value it, it becomes an invitation for exploitation. People begin to see you as someone they can use rather than someone they should honor. This is not to say you should abandon kindness, far from it. Kindness is a reflection of inner strength, a testament to the character that chooses to give even when it has no obligation to do so. But kindness must be tempered with wisdom. It must be accompanied by the ability to recognize when and where it will be most effective and when it might be wasted. Consider this: when you are overly accommodating, you inadvertently teach people that your time, energy, and resources are not valuable. You set a precedent that allows others to treat you as though your kindness is an expectation rather than a gift. This dynamic creates a cycle where your efforts are continually overlooked and the respect you deserve is withheld. The challenge lies in understanding the fine line between kindness and overextension. It is in realizing that while kindness is a virtue, it should not come at the expense of your dignity or self-worth. The most profound acts of kindness are those that come from a place of strength, where you give not because you feel obligated, but because you are confident in who you are and what you stand for. Many people fail to see this distinction. They equate being kind with being agreeable, assuming that to be kind means to never say no, to never set boundaries, and to always prioritize others above yourself. This is a dangerous misconception. True kindness is not about self-sacrifice to the point of self-destruction. It is about giving from a place of abundance, not depletion. When you allow your kindness to be exploited, you do a disservice not only to yourself, but to the very essence of kindness. You reduce it to something transactional, something that can be taken for granted rather than cherished, and in doing so, you inadvertently contribute to the culture of disrespect that surrounds it. It is important to recognize that not everyone deserves access to the fullness of your kindness. This is not an act of selfishness, but of stewardship. Just as you would not leave precious jewels unguarded, so too should you be mindful of how you share your kindness. Those who truly value it will honor and respect you for it. They will see it as a reflection of your character and treat it accordingly. But for those who do not, your kindness becomes a mirror. It reflects their own shortcomings, their inability to appreciate, their propensity to take without giving, and their lack of regard for others. In such cases, the problem is not with your kindness, but with their perception of it. This is why boundaries are essential. Boundaries are not barriers, they are safeguards. They allow you to give without being depleted, to help without being used, and to love without being taken for granted. Boundaries teach others that while your kindness is abundant, it is not infinite. It is a gift, not an entitlement. As you navigate relationships and interactions, remember that respect is not a byproduct of kindness alone. It is earned through the way you carry yourself, the standards you uphold, and the way you balance compassion with self-respect. When you are kind but firm, generous but discerning, you teach others that your kindness is a strength, not a weakness. In understanding why your kindness often leads to disrespect, you must delve into the dynamics of human behavior. People by nature respond to what they perceive, not necessarily to what is true. When they encounter consistent kindness without boundaries, they may interpret it as a lack of resolve or as an indication that you can be manipulated. This perception is not a reflection of your worth, but rather of their own limitations in understanding the value of generosity. Imagine someone who continuously receives gifts without ever being asked for anything in return. Over time, the act of giving loses its significance for the recipient. What was once extraordinary becomes ordinary. What was once a privilege becomes an expectation. This is the same pattern that often unfolds when you offer kindness indiscriminately. Without boundaries or discernment, your kindness becomes the background noise in someone else's life rather than the melody it was meant to be. The question then becomes, how do you preserve the purity of your kindness without allowing it to be tarnished by the ingratitude or misuse of others? The answer lies in self-awareness and intentionality. To be kind with wisdom is to understand the power of choice. It is to recognize that while you cannot control how others perceive your actions, you can control how and to whom you extend your kindness. Start by observing patterns. Who in your life responds to your kindness with gratitude and reciprocity, and who responds with entitlement? Who values your efforts and who takes them for granted? These observations are not meant to foster resentment, but to inform your decisions. When you understand the nature of the people around you, you are better equipped to allocate your energy in ways that uplift rather than drain you. It is also important to learn the art of saying no. Saying no is not an act of cruelty, it is an affirmation of your priorities and boundaries. When you say no to something that does not align with your values or capacity, you are creating space for what truly matters. You are protecting the reservoir of kindness within you so that it can be poured out where it will have the greatest impact. Kindness does not demand that you become a martyr for others' convenience. It does not require you to sacrifice your well-being for the sake of being liked or accepted. On the contrary, true kindness flourishes when it is rooted in self-respect. When you respect yourself, you teach others to do the same. And when your kindness is paired with self-respect, it becomes a force that inspires rather than invites exploitation. There is also a profound lesson in the act of withholding kindness when it is not valued. This is not an act of spite, but of wisdom. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for someone is to withhold what they do not appreciate so that they might come to understand its value. Just as silence can speak louder than words, the absence of kindness can sometimes teach more than its presence. To live a life of kindness that commands respect, you must also embrace the strength that underpins it. Kindness is not weakness, it is courage. It takes courage to remain kind in a world that often rewards selfishness and cruelty. It takes courage to give without expecting anything in return, to extend grace when it is not deserved, and to choose love over indifference. Courage must be coupled with discernment. Discernment is the ability to see beyond appearances, to understand the intentions and motivations of others, and to act accordingly. It is what allows you to distinguish between those who will honor your kindness and those who will exploit it. Discernment is not cynicism, it is wisdom in action. As you navigate the complexities of kindness and respect, remember that your worth is not diminished by the actions or perceptions of others. Your kindness is a reflection of your character, not of their response. When you encounter disrespect, it is not a sign that you are too kind. It is a sign that you are dealing with someone who does not understand the value of kindness. This journey requires you to continually evaluate your interactions and relationships. It demands that you ask yourself difficult questions. Am I being kind out of genuine compassion, or am I trying to earn approval? Am I giving from a place of abundance, or am I depleting myself to meet others' expectations? These questions are not meant to discourage you, but to empower you. They are a reminder that kindness, like any other virtue, must be practiced with intention and balance. To master the balance between kindness and respect, you must also understand the significance of your own energy and time. These are finite resources, and how you choose to use them determines the quality of your life. Every act of kindness should be a deliberate investment, not a random expenditure. When you treat your kindness as valuable, others will begin to see it the same way. There is an undeniable power in restraint. Sometimes the most profound display of kindness is the kindness you withhold until the moment it can have the greatest impact. It is not about playing games or manipulating others, but about exercising patience and wisdom. When you are strategic with your kindness, you ensure that it is not wasted on those who would squander it, but directed toward those who will cherish it. This restraint also requires a deep understanding of your own boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are bridges that allow the right people to come in. They define the terms of engagement, ensuring that your kindness is met with respect. Without boundaries, you risk being overrun by the demands and expectations of others, leaving no room for your own growth and well-being. Think of boundaries as a form of self-care. They protect your ability to be kind without resentment, to give without feeling taken for granted. When you set boundaries, you communicate that while you are willing to give, you also value yourself enough to say no when necessary. This balance is crucial, for it ensures that your kindness remains a gift, not a burden. The world is full of people who will test these boundaries, who will push to see how much they can take from you. Some will do so unintentionally out of ignorance or desperation. Others will do so deliberately, driven by selfishness or a lack of regard for others. In either case, your response must be firm yet compassionate. Firmness shows that you respect yourself, while compassion reflects that you understand the struggles of others. This balance of firmness and compassion is not easy to achieve, but it is essential. It allows you to remain true to your values while protecting yourself from harm. It enables you to extend kindness without fear of exploitation, to give generously without losing yourself in the process. As you cultivate this balance, you will begin to notice a shift in how others perceive and treat you. Those who once took your kindness for granted will start to recognize its value. Those who once disrespected you will begin to see the strength behind your actions. And those who truly appreciate your kindness will be drawn closer, creating relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. However, you must also accept that not everyone will respond positively to your kindness, no matter how wisely or generously it is given. This is a reality of human nature, and it is not a reflection of your worth. Some people are simply not ready to receive kindness, either because of their own pain, insecurities, or inability to see beyond their immediate desires. For these individuals, your kindness may serve as a seed planted in their hearts, one that may not bear fruit until much later in their journey. In the meantime, your responsibility is to remain steadfast in your commitment to kindness, tempered by the wisdom of experience. Let your kindness be a reflection of who you are, not a reaction to how others treat you. Let it flow from a place of abundance, where it is given freely but not indiscriminately. Let it be guided by discernment so that it reaches those who need it most and impacts them in the most profound ways. The journey of kindness is one of growth and self-discovery. It is about learning to balance the desire to give with the need to protect yourself. It is about understanding that while kindness is a gift to others, it is also a gift to yourself. When you are kind with intention, you create a ripple effect that touches lives in ways you may never fully see or understand. The ripple effect of kindness is a phenomenon that transcends immediate circumstances. Every act of kindness you extend, no matter how small, has the potential to influence not only the recipient but also those who witness it. Yet this ripple effect only gains its true power when your kindness is balanced with discernment and boundaries. One of the great challenges of being kind is recognizing when to withdraw from situations that no longer serve your growth. Sometimes the greatest kindness you can offer is the courage to walk away. This act is not rooted in bitterness or anger, but in the understanding that your presence is a gift, not an obligation. By stepping back, you create space for both yourself and others to grow. When you prioritize your well-being, you set a precedent that others will follow. People often take their cues from how you treat yourself. If you allow disrespect, it sends a message that you value their comfort over your own dignity. On the other hand, when you demand respect through your actions, your words, and your boundaries, you teach others to see you as worthy of the kindness you so freely give. The truth is, kindness is not about pleasing everyone. It is not about bending over backward to gain approval or acceptance. Kindness is an extension of your character, a reflection of your inner values. When it is wielded with wisdom, it becomes a force that shapes not only your relationships, but also the world around you. It influences the way others perceive kindness itself, challenging them to redefine their own interactions. But even as you extend kindness, remember that it must be rooted in authenticity. Kindness that is forced or performative loses its power. It becomes an obligation rather than an expression of who you truly are. When you are kind from a place of authenticity, your actions carry a depth and sincerity that cannot be overlooked. Authenticity requires self-awareness. You must be honest with yourself about why you choose to be kind. Are you giving because it aligns with your values, or are you giving out of fear of rejection? Are you kind because it brings you joy, or because you hope to gain something in return? These questions are not easy, but they are necessary for growth. In answering these questions, you may discover areas where you need to heal. Perhaps you have allowed others to take advantage of your kindness because you feared being alone. Perhaps you have overextended yourself because you sought validation from those who could never truly appreciate you. Whatever the reason, this self-awareness is the first step toward reclaiming your power. Healing does not mean hardening your heart. It does not mean becoming bitter or cynical. On the contrary, healing allows you to love more deeply, to give more freely, and to act with greater wisdom. It allows you to see kindness not as a weakness, but as a strength that must be protected and nurtured. As you heal, you will begin to see that your kindness was never the problem. The issue lies in how it was received and perceived by those who failed to understand its value. This realization is liberating. It frees you from the need to prove yourself to others. It allows you to be kind not for their sake, but for your own. This inner freedom transforms the way you interact with the world. It enables you to give without expectation, to love without fear, and to stand firm in your boundaries without guilt. It allows you to choose where and how your kindness is directed, ensuring that it serves its highest purpose. You must also recognize the importance of reciprocity in relationships. Kindness is a two-way street. While it is noble to give without expecting anything in return, healthy relationships require balance. When you pour into others without being poured into, you risk depleting yourself. True kindness thrives in an environment of mutual respect and care. To cultivate such relationships, you must be intentional about the company you keep. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who recognize and honor your efforts, and who inspire you to be the best version of yourself. These are the people who will not only respect your kindness, but also amplify it. As you seek to surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire, remember that it is not about seeking perfection in others, but about seeking alignment. Look for individuals whose values resonate with yours, who understand the importance of mutual respect, and who appreciate the effort you put into your relationships. These are the people who will not take your kindness for granted, but will instead cherish and reciprocate it. At the same time, be wary of those who prey on kindness. Such individuals exist in all walks of life, often masking their intentions behind charm or neediness. They may appeal to your sense of compassion, weaving narratives that make you feel indispensable or guilty if you do not meet their demands. These people are not seeking a genuine connection. They are seeking to exploit your generosity for their gain. To protect yourself from such exploitation, you must develop a keen sense of discernment. Pay attention to patterns of behavior rather than isolated incidents. Does this person show gratitude for your kindness, or do they seem to expect it as a matter of course? Do they contribute to the relationship, or do they take without giving in return? Your observations will guide you in determining who is worthy of your kindness and who is not. Learning to say no is an essential skill in this process. For many, the word no feels uncomfortable, even unnatural. It may seem to contradict the very essence of kindness. But in truth, saying no is not an act of unkindness, it is an act of self-respect. It is a way of asserting your boundaries, protecting your energy, and ensuring that your kindness is given freely rather than coerced. When you say no, you are not rejecting the person, you are rejecting the expectation or demand placed upon you. This distinction is important. It allows you to maintain relationships without compromising your integrity. It also teaches others that while you are generous, you are not limitless. This balance fosters respect and prevents resentment from taking root in your heart. Another critical aspect of cultivating respect for your kindness is recognizing your own worth. People will often treat you according to how you treat yourself. If you consistently put yourself last, if you dismiss your own needs and desires as unimportant, others will mirror this behavior. Conversely, when you honor yourself, you set a standard for how others should treat you. Honoring yourself involves more than setting boundaries. It also means nurturing your own growth and well-being. Invest in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Pursue your passions and cultivate your talents. Take care of your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. When you prioritize your own development, you become a stronger, more vibrant version of yourself. This strength enhances your ability to be kind without being diminished. In your journey to balance kindness with respect, you may encounter moments of doubt or guilt. Society often glorifies self-sacrifice, equating it with virtue. But there is a fine line between self-sacrifice and self-neglect. The former is a choice made out of love. The latter is a consequence of forgetting your own value. True kindness does not require you to lose yourself. It requires you to bring your whole, authentic self into every interaction. As you navigate these complexities, lean on the wisdom of introspection. Take time to reflect on your experiences, your choices, and their outcomes. What have you learned about yourself and others? How has your kindness been received, and how has it shaped your relationships? These reflections will provide valuable insights, helping you to refine your approach and deepen your understanding of what it means to be kind. You must also remain vigilant against the temptation to allow bitterness to take root in your heart. When your kindness is met with disrespect, it is natural to feel hurt or disillusioned. But bitterness is a heavy burden to carry. It clouds your perspective and diminishes your capacity to give and receive love. To guard against this, practice forgiveness not for the sake of others, but for your own peace of mind. Forgiveness does not mean condoning disrespect or allowing it to continue. It means releasing the hold that negative experiences have on you. It means choosing to focus on what you can control, your actions, your boundaries, your growth, rather than dwelling on what you cannot change. In doing so, you free yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. Moving forward with clarity and purpose means embracing the truth that your kindness is not a weakness but a profound strength. It takes courage to be kind in a world where cynicism often prevails. It takes resolve to extend grace when others might choose retaliation. And it takes wisdom to balance kindness with self-respect, ensuring that your light is not dimmed by those who fail to appreciate it. This balance requires a mindset shift. Instead of viewing kindness as an obligation, see it as a gift you choose to give, not one that is demanded or expected. This perspective empowers you to be intentional about where, how, and to whom you extend your kindness. It allows you to pour into relationships and situations that align with your values and support your well-being. And while it is important to discern where your kindness is most impactful, remember that the world needs kindness more than ever. In a time where division, distrust, and hardship seem to grow, your acts of compassion can be a source of healing and hope. Your kindness has the power to inspire others, to create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. But to sustain this power, you must ensure that it flows from a place of strength rather than depletion. To maintain this strength, surround yourself with practices that nourish your soul. Spend time in environments that rejuvenate you, whether it's the tranquility of nature, the support of a faith community, or the company of people who uplift and encourage you. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, for a joyful heart is a wellspring of kindness. At times you may feel the weight of misunderstanding or rejection because of your kindness. There will be those who fail to see its value, who dismiss it as naivety or exploit it for their own benefit. These experiences can be disheartening, but they do not define the worth of your kindness. They are merely reminders of the work still needed to build a world where kindness is both celebrated and respected. When faced with such challenges, remember that your kindness is not contingent on others' recognition or approval. It is an expression of who you are, a reflection of your inner strength and character. By remaining true to yourself, you uphold the integrity of your kindness, ensuring that it remains a source of light in both your life and the lives of others. Kindness, when balanced with wisdom and self-respect, has the power to transform not only relationships but also communities and societies. It builds bridges of understanding, fosters a sense of connection, and reminds us all of our shared humanity. But for kindness to fulfill this potential, it must be rooted in authenticity and guided by discernment. Discernment is the compass that helps you navigate the complexities of kindness. It enables you to recognize when to step forward with compassion and when to step back to protect your peace. It teaches you to distinguish between those who value your kindness and those who seek to manipulate it. And it empowers you to say yes to what aligns with your values and no to what does not. This journey of balancing kindness with respect is not a one-time endeavor, but an ongoing process of learning and growth. You will encounter setbacks and moments of doubt, but these experiences are opportunities for reflection and refinement. They challenge you to deepen your understanding of yourself and others, to become more intentional in your actions, and to cultivate a kindness that is both profound and enduring. As you continue to navigate this path, know that your kindness is a testament to your strength. It is a declaration that, despite the challenges of life, you choose to act with compassion, grace, and integrity. It is a reminder that true power lies not in dominance, but in the ability to uplift and inspire. And it is a beacon of hope that, even in the face of adversity, love and kindness can prevail. Your journey as a kind and discerning individual will not always be met with immediate understanding or appreciation. Some people may view your kindness through the lens of their own insecurities or past experiences. They may question your motives or even misinterpret your intentions. This is not a reflection of you, but of their limited ability to perceive the purity of your actions. Instead of being discouraged, use these moments to reaffirm your commitment to kindness. Understand that true kindness is not transactional. It does not seek validation or repayment. Its value lies in its ability to bring light to dark places, to heal wounds that may never be acknowledged, and to inspire change that might not be immediate. Yet, even as you remain steadfast in your kindness, it is vital to protect yourself from emotional exhaustion. Giving endlessly without replenishing your own reserves is not sustainable. To sustain your ability to give, you must also learn to receive with gratitude and humility. This could be in the form of support from loved ones, moments of solitude, or even the quiet reassurance that comes from faith and reflection. In relationships, strive for balance. A truly fulfilling relationship is one where kindness flows both ways. It is built on mutual respect, shared values, and a genuine desire to support one another. If you find yourself in situations where the balance is skewed, where you are constantly giving without receiving, it may be time to reassess. Such imbalances, if left unchecked, can lead to resentment, which corrodes both the relationship and your own peace of mind. One of the most challenging lessons about kindness is accepting that not everyone will appreciate or reciprocate it. Some may take advantage of it, others may dismiss it, and a few may even resent it. This reality can be painful, but it is also liberating. It frees you from the need to please everyone and allows you to focus on those who truly value and respect you. In focusing on such individuals, you create an environment where kindness is not only given but also nurtured. It becomes a shared experience, a bond that strengthens connections and fosters trust. This kind of kindness is transformative. It has the power to change lives not only for those who receive it, but also for those who give it. As you continue to practice kindness, remember that it is not about being perfect or always getting it right. It is about striving to be authentic and intentional in your actions. It is about recognizing your own humanity and extending that understanding to others. It is about standing firm in your values while remaining open to growth and change. In this process, you will likely encounter moments of tension between kindness and assertiveness. You may wonder how to balance compassion with the need to stand your ground. The answer lies in understanding that these qualities are not opposites but complements. True kindness does not require you to sacrifice your dignity or compromise your values. On the contrary, it is strengthened by assertiveness, which ensures that your kindness is both respected and effective. Assertiveness allows you to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly and confidently. It empowers you to say no without guilt and to advocate for yourself without apology. Far from diminishing your kindness, this strength enhances it, as it ensures that your actions are grounded in self-respect and authenticity. With this foundation, your kindness becomes a powerful force for good. It inspires trust and admiration, encourages collaboration, and fosters a sense of community. It reminds others of the beauty of generosity and the strength found in compassion. And perhaps most importantly, it serves as a beacon of hope, demonstrating that even in a world of challenges, kindness has the power to prevail. But even as you strive to be a source of light for others, do not forget to nurture your own inner light. Kindness to others must begin with kindness to yourself. This means embracing your imperfections, forgiving your mistakes, and celebrating your successes. It means recognizing your worth independent of what you do for others. And it means granting yourself the same grace and compassion that you extend to those around you.